Ho ho ho, precious divas! Long the year has been, and it is not over yet, as lots of stuff is still to come, because it's Christmas time! My name is Nick, I'm the product director for AION, and this is our now 5th episode of Ask AION, just in time for the holidays. Again, we've gathered lots of questions, and I'll try to answer the most pressing ones here and today. First question comes from player XSonic10X. What about the server merge? Any news about it? Also for this Ask AION episode, the server merges are the #1 topic, which is more than understandable. In the last Ask AION I said that back then we planned to have the server merges ready by October/November. Well, as most of you know already due to the letter from the PD that we've published, we had to postpone this to January/February next year. Looking at the reactions regarding the letter, I understand that this was quite a downer for some of you, and I'm really sorry for the delay. But this is our first merge and we want to make things right. Also, the solutions we decided on need a bit more time than originally expected. Now add some unexpected sick leaves and hardware issues to the formula, and the original plan is, well, screwed. Releasing in December is a no-go for us, as it's the time where most players are online and lots of stuff is going on regarding events and such. So we had to move the merges to the beginning of next year. In the letter from the PD, I've said that we decided to instead move the Steam release into December. This has no effect on the server merge planning, but opens up the opportunity to attract new players. While I think that the Steam release will attract new players definitely, and is the right step to do, I definitely do not expect the player numbers on the servers to reach a level where the merges would not be necessary anymore. Still, there isn't much effort connected to the Steam release, so it's the right thing and a good thing to do. The next question comes from player Python12. He's asking, what will you do after the merge with all the people who lose their gear? This question is related to the ranked gear. This kind of gear is only usable when you have a certain rank, and with the merges lots of players will lose their rank, hence they can't use their gear anymore. We haven't shared any more details yet regarding how this will be handled, also to limit possible exploits, but as this is such an important topic and I know you're all very eager to hear, I think today is the right time to share more details. So, here is the story on how the ranked gear will be handled with the merge. First of all, I want to give you an insight about the kind of situation we've been in when we started evaluating our options. The solution at hand was Korea's suggestion that consisted of giving out Abyss points and medals based on the amount of gear which you would have lost. In addition to that, you would receive mana stones and 100% supplements, but that's it. This means after the merge you would be able to buy new gear based on your new rank and socket it. This would mean that you lose all individual improvements like enchantment level, godstones, skins and such. To our knowledge, this is how the other regions were also handling it. At this point we started working on a different solution, as we believe that your gear is one of the most valuable parts of the game experience. Lots of effort and time has been invested to achieve its current status. Our solution isn't rocket science, therefore it's pretty easy to explain. For every part of gear that you will not be able to use after the merge, you will receive a new gear part that matches your new rank and is the closest to the original one regarding the stats. This gear part will include all the individual changes that you have done to your original gear part. This includes enchantment level, mana and godstones, skins and all other stuff like Holy Upgrade Serum enchantments, augmentation levels and such. And yeah, you will receive these items additionally to the gear that you already have, so in any case you will not lose anything. For the ranked wings, where it's pretty hard to find an equivalent item on a lower rank, we will be giving out powerful blast augmentations. We do believe that this is the most player-friendly solution and it will show the appropriate respect towards the progress you've reached. However, the solution is rather elaborated and not easy to set up. And when working on this, there have been several situations where we found out about new difficulties coming with it. We found solutions for all these things, but in the end it took some additional time. And this is yet another reason why we couldn't keep the timings that we originally communicated. Anyway, we really hope that this solution is in your best interest, so the negative sides of the server merges are minimized as much as possible. Next question, player Stellari asks, do you ever plan to improve your communication? The most recent example is server merge. Many people are begging for even a minor update and all we get is completely ignored, resulting in deserved anger towards you once again. Now this question does indeed strike a nerve, as you might guess. It is our utmost desire to intensify the communication towards you guys. This is the reason behind this format and also the new format with the letter from the PD. As said before, we didn't share too many details regarding the merges due to limit possible exploits. But I agree that especially regarding the schedule we've been far too silent in the last 2 months. I'll promise we'll do better in the future and in the weeks to come, especially after the new year has started. Yet another question comes from player Sue, and he or she is asking, is there the possibility that we get new dances in AION, like K-pop dance that we had some years ago from Wonder Girls? Well, we wish to, but the problem is the copyright connected to this content. We're simply not allowed to use it in any way at all. At least not without the high risk of getting sued. The next question from player Tatenshi is a rather big one and is related to the 4.9 update. He's asking, when will 4.9 be released? As with every Ask AION, it's time for our current release plan. And here it is! 4.9 is supposed to be released on the 24th of February. This still depends a bit on how smooth the merges are running, so the date isn't fixed yet, so it's not promised. And after that it's still pretty vague, but currently we plan to have 5.0 released in summer 2016. Next question from Emilia Matrix Larsson. And can you tell us something about 5.0? Well, the most discussed topic was regarding the new max level. With 5.0 it will be like this. At level 65 a new quest starts that in the end will evolve you into a high Deva, including a new form and new attributes. You can then level until 75, which will be the new max level. A new class will not be included, but the whole game will receive a makeover regarding graphics and music to make sure it stays impressive. More details to come. The next question from player Impulse Ion. He asks, do you think AION Esports? Well, I guess the question is if AION is capable of being an esports game. And, well, serious programming needs to have an environment where everybody starts the game with the same base values. In AION this would mean that accounts with characters would need to be provided by us to ensure a fair fight. Only these characters would then be allowed to join. But at the moment there is no support for something like this from the game. We've been discussing with Korea to see how they could better support this, but I don't think we will see that anytime soon. There's been another question related to this though. In this question, player Chris Phillips asks, will Gameforge ever promote PvP in AION by running tournaments? I'd really enjoy seeing more PvP possibilities in AION, but I'm afraid that there is no real tournament system available with the next updates that we know of. We've internally talked about options to run a tournament manually, but this would need lots of manpower and therefore is very unlikely to happen. If there are any ideas from your side how to make this happen though, I'm more than happy to hear about it. Another question by player ModGQ. He's asking, is there any plan for making a movie for AION? The story got a bit out of hand, it would be nice to have a movie to sum it up. I really love that, and I could imagine Angelina Jolie for Tiamat. But no plans and most likely not gonna happen. What is more likely is that we will provide a story overview on our webpage, because I agree that the story has gotten quite complicated by now. And time for Catch a Shugo! Alright, so now in the end some quick questions and answers. Player Arius is asking, can you make Abyss 60 dyeable? No dyeing, coloring options of gear are set by NCS and we can change them from our side. Player CUTech is asking, are you planning to add Renadium weapon prototypes to the item shop? Possibly, as it's PvE content, but most likely just in random boxes. Player Python123 is asking, since AI DPS release, hackers are decreased a lot. Have you planned to co-op with this developer? This is great! Yeah, we're also very happy with it, and indeed we are in discussion with the developer to see what additional benefit can be gathered from this tool, and we'll see what's gonna come. Player Archimedes is asking a question that nearly everybody has in mind. For when is the new class planned? Well, I wish I knew, but I have no idea myself, so I cannot say anything about that. And last but not least, the question from JV Vincent, when marriage in AION? Well, same here, as far as I know there are no plans for this at NC, so speaking as of now, not gonna happen. Alright folks, this was our episode 5 of Ask AION. Thanks a lot for watching. If you want to participate with your own Catch a Shugo video and in exchange receive a free Shugo from us, then send us an email to shugo@ionfreetoplay.com. We're looking forward to it. Until our next episode, enjoy your stay in the world of Atreya, stay with us, subscribe to our channel here on YouTube, on Facebook and on Twitter. Oh, and most importantly, the whole AION team wishes you a Merry Christmas!